We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. The Alabama Supreme Court gave him the go-ahead, and now Governor Robert Bentley has signed a bill into law giving tax credits to parents who send their children to private schools instead of public schools that are considered failing.
A look at both sides of the issue and comments from the governor are in our top story at 5. A court had stopped the bill from going to the governor, but the Supreme Court threw out that order yesterday. Governor Robert Bentley says the bill provides flexibility for schools in complying with state education laws and gives choices to parents whose children are assigned to failing schools. Members of the Alabama Education Association say legislators are making a big mistake, while private school educators say the focus should be only on educating students.
We're able to educate kids, and we think very well, on a lot lower percentage of the national average spent in education in America. And it can be done if we can concentrate on the education.
I think once it's implemented and once they begin to see the financial impact that it will have on our state and what it will do to the public schools, I think a lot of the legislators will begin to realize this wasn't a well thought out plan.
For a school to be considered failing, it would need to meet one of 5 qualifications outlined in the law. There are 202 public schools in Alabama that fit those qualifications. Governor Bentley says the goal of the new law is not to support private schools, but to improve failing schools.
There is no excuse anymore for a school to fail. They are given something that they have never had before, and that's the opportunity to change whatever they want to change about their school to keep them from failing.
The lawmaker that sponsored the bill estimates the yearly tax credit would be about $3,500. An attorney for the Alabama Education Association says it will challenge the new law.
Now a health update on University of Alabama Athletics Director Mal Moore. The university says Moore has been admitted to Duke University Medical Center in North Carolina for follow-up tests in conjunction with pulmonary problems. Moore had been at Brookwood Hospital in Birmingham. Mal Moore is 73 years old. He spent 2 days in DCH Regional Medical Center in Tuscaloosa back in August with an irregular heartbeat. Well, these days, the opportunity to get an education is widely available in the United States, but that wasn't always the case.
WVUA reporter Lauren Woods shows you how freed slaves once helped to make an education possible for others in Tuscaloosa and how they're being honored years later.
Sounds of celebration fill the courtyard at Stillman College for the dedication of the Birthright Alumni Hall. But it's a lot more than just a building. The name has a story of its own.
The Birthright were slaves and very much interested in education and Presbyterianism.
Charles and Betty Birthright were both freed slaves living in Missouri who had a passion for education. When they learned about what was then called the Tuscaloosa Institute, they wanted to give back.
When they were set free, they acquired some wealth, and they contributed the money that led to the actual construction of the building.
The Tuscaloosa Institute later became Stillman College, but the Birthright's legacy has remained the same.
The values that Stillman holds would be consistent with that of the Birthright family, and the values of integrity and a strong Christian faith-based campus.
When you look back to what the Birthrights did as a beginning, and all of the other alumni and non-alumni who have done so much to contribute to the existence and the success of this school, it just makes me feel proud to be a part of it.
That giving is still part of Stillman, decades later. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Lauren Woods, WVUA News.
The project is about 90% complete.
Coal mining can be a high-risk job, and now one of those risks is on the rise. The National Institute of Occupational Safety Health says the number of reported cases of black lung has doubled in the past 10 years. Throughout March, the group is traveling to every mine in Alabama to administer free black lung inspections for miners. Miner Chris Vance has worked underground for more than 6 years. He says conditions underground are important, and so are safety features.
Got real good ventilation. Most mines do. Jim Walter does. That's where I work. The ventilation is good, and they give us breathing, the dust mask and respirators and stuff. and it's more of a choice if you want to use it or not.
Black lung disease is a common name for any lung disease developing from inhaling coal dust. It increases the risk of developing emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Well, right here at spring break season, it is another bad situation surrounding a Carnival cruise ship.
Carnival Cruise Lines is making arrangements for passengers on the stranded ship Dream to fly home. The ship encountered a technical issue with a backup generator during a scheduled port of call Wednesday in St. Martin. An engine fire crippled the Carnival Triumph last month, leaving more than 4,000 passengers stranded for 5 days without working toilets or power. And just across the state line, Mississippi lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow teachers to carry firearms on campus. The Mississippi House has passed a bill that will allow schools to put guns in the hands of their teachers, but only if they volunteer to. It now goes to Mississippi Senate for its approval. Alabama's governor refused to sign a bill making some school officials in Alabama reserve sheriff's deputies because the wording of the bill wasn't clear enough.